Anime titties. Now I know what you're saying. You're at the other end of your computer being like, oh, I'm a prudish Gen Zer. I don't like fan services. It's degrading to women. I don't need it in my anime. But come on, come on, come on! I know you're out there somewhere remembering that first time you didn't think Tsunade was 50. You are remembering what you didn't care how Orihime's weird powers worked. And I bet you're thinking to when you first saw that Nami time skip design and thought to yourself, damn, I like me some cartoon girl boobies. I was one of those people. Some may say I am still that level of degenerate. But in today's world, I feel like we don't get hardcore, just like, look at these big titty anime girl shows anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, you see them in plenty of genres, rather it be isekai. They still have their place in the battle shonen world. Even a lot of slice of life comedies. Hell, the most popular expected anime for the summer 2025 season knows how to go hardcore into making you goon for those anime girls. But I do feel like the idea of a series that is just marketing itself on, here are naked anime women. Oh, this is such a weird thing to say. But I feel like we're just not getting them like we used to the point where it almost feels like a fun novelty. It's like when you see a Western at a movie theater, a new one, and you're like, oh shit, those still exist. Maybe I should give this a try. So that's why, for the Spring Anime 2025 season, I decided to try out Please Put Them on Takamine-san, a show that hid absolutely nothing. Look at that poster, look at that title, read that premise. I didn't, but I assume the premise talks about this. This is an anime for degeneracy. This is a series that is 100% designed to tell you, here is a wish fulfillment involving a cartoon girl who you are supposed to simp for. And it clearly found an audience. This was one of the more popular shows of the most previous season. I don't know if it cracked the top 10 necessarily, but it did a hell of a lot better than many more shows that garnered way more positive reception than it did. So I think that kind of makes it worth talking about. Was it actually any good? Was the hotness of this girl enough to save it? And do I think there is a future for this show? Spoiler alert, I kind of doubt it. But yeah, let us talk about this series. First up, what is it about? Well, this series is about Shirota, a whiny, annoying, miserable little loser who has absolutely no friends and is the school just punching bag. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I did not like this character. But yeah, one day he is in the school gymnasium storage room. I gotta remember back. This show felt very long. And he encounters Takamine-san, the school student council president, the most popular, gorgeous, intelligent, athletic girl to ever exist. And while she is not aware he is there, she removes her top and shows those big, beautiful anime boobies. That's right. This show shows full-on just breasts. Like, I will just say it right there. So if that is a deal breaker for you, you got them. But yeah, no. So upon seeing this, nothing really happens. But then later, while in class, Takamine gets a 99% on a test. And what is her reaction to this? The removal of her underwear. Yes, that happens in this show. A lot. Maybe too much, to the point where you'll get kind of desensitized and bored of it after a while. But yeah, so Takamine removes her underwear, and then time is changed. The flow of reality altered. The world is no longer what it was or what it was going to be. And only Shirota seems to realize this. And what is that change, you must be asking yourself? Is that Takamine gets 100% on the test instead of a 99. Which leads to later, Takamine, who realizes that Shirota realized that the timeline changed, confronts him and explains that she has the ability to, wait for it, change time by removing her undergarments. Yes, that is what we are going for in this nonsense. This girl has the ability to change time by removing her underwear, so she is able to just make all the petty little problems of her life be changed. Use the time travel for anything meaningful? Nah, we gotta get our tests 1 point better, make our monologue deliveries in class a little more fluid, and we've gotta make sure we pass that hurdle in gym class. That's right. That is literally all this show is. The gag of this entire series is this girl uses her insane power to just do petty nonsense. And Shirota is able to remember this because he saw her bare boobies. If you are looking for a logical explanation for this, you will not get it. And, to be fair, that's the joke we're going for. This is supposed to be a ludicrous, nonsensical, horny, ecchi comedy. The humor is supposed to revel in the fact that it doesn't really make any sense. And in that respect, it's fine for a little bit, and then the problem starts. So the first problem with this show, as far as I'm concerned, is I don't like these two characters. As I displayed already, Shirota is extremely annoying. I like the idea of a character who is unsure of himself, who doesn't really feel like he fits in the world, and doesn't quite know where he's going or where he belongs. I think it's a really easy place to start your character's arc, but all this guy does is whine and complain for no reason. It doesn't help that no actor is directed well in this. Everyone's voices gets really grating after a while. And after a while with that, this is like, dude, stand up for yourself at all. And then you also have Takamine-san. I don't like these kinds of characters really at all. She's just mean and like nasty and self-absorbed and egotistical and treats him like crap. And, oh yeah, the reason these two are hanging out is because when she, after she removes her underwear and changes time, the underwear doesn't come back for some reason. So she blackmails him into being her own personal, like, underwear putter on her. She goes in, like, a closet or something. I don't know. It's not a very engaging show. And again, it doesn't have to be. It's an ecchi comedy, but I still need some things to care about in this. Like their romantic chemistry, which I didn't think they had any, because all the show is her barking at him and him just going along with it because he's too stupid to do anything else about it. I think that makes for just a really unfun, unentertaining experience. On top of that, I don't think it's that hot. I don't really like any of the character designs in this show, particularly the weird pointy heads. It makes the faces look weird and kind of squished. The show does that thing where like her boobs and butt are always in the same shot, and because this, it kind of makes her body look like those are the only two things that matter, and her heads and limbs don't really mean anything. So, and also again, every ecchi scene is just the underwear comes off, and you know, how many times can I just watch the same thing? Apparently 12 boring episodes worth. Well, that's not entirely true. So here's what I will say. In the last chunk of episodes, we meet the standard childhood best friend who is a way more gorgeous looking girl than the main girl. And we actually kind of do something fun with this. We actually make it that she realizes Shirota has a crush on Takamine and it's starting to be reciprocated. So she decides she's going to help. She's going to try and push these two to a relationship, and watching Takamine just, like, realize that's what's going on, but being too petty and self-absorbed to be happy about it, instead just get really pissed off, is actually really funny. Because it's creative, it's fun, it lets the actors act. Also, Shirota's little fantasies about the two of them doing gay stuff, I liked it. Made me happy. Made me feel something. But yeah, that was funny. Or like the last episode, you think it's just gonna be the bog standard like student school festival play thing they do in all these stupid shows. But no, they go really wacky with it. They go really over the top with it. And Shirota, No one cares. I'm just going to say it. Shirota doing his first, like, standing up for himself moment, I thought was done in a way that was actually fun and, like, creative. The show ends on the generic note you expect it to, but all in all, I thought this show ends strong. It gets funny. It gets more creative. But as far as, like, the majority of it goes, I think it kind of reminds you why ecchis don't come out like they used to. We maybe get one hardcore fan service show a season now, and I think this show kind of reminds us why. You gotta be fun and creative and interesting to keep people engaged. This isn't the late 90s to early 2000s where you don't have the internet to look at all the porn we want. You do, like, there's no real reason to have something like this. So you gotta go the DxD route, or at least the first 3 seasons, and make people care about the characters. I didn't care about anyone in this until the end when it decided to do something to make me care. But did you like this? In the comments section below, tell me what you thought of this show. I know people did enjoy this and liked their back and forth, and if you did and just wanted a raunchy comedy, that's totally fine. I'm just saying you can do better. But yeah, tell me about all that in the comment section below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week as we talk about last year's best and if this year can be a worthy follow-up.